everyone, welcome to a new video here at the Betty Loves Bricks channel. I am your Scarlet Witch for today. And today I want to be reviewing a fantastic building. I'm talking about the Marvel Sanctum Sanctorum, better known as the place that Stephen Strange runs. But even if you are not a fan of Marvel or Avengers or want anything to do with superheroes, this building is still a fantastic piece for any modular city or modular street that you might be building. So the LEGO Sanctum Sanctorum set was released in, I believe, August 2022. But the reason I want to highlight it right now is because I've been informed that the set is going to get retired by the end of this year. So if you are doubting on whether to purchase this set, I hope this video will help you make a decision to buy it right now while it's still available, or maybe even on sale, because you know, Black Friday coming on and everything. So the Sanctum Sanctorum, it is a set inspired by the second Doctor Strange movie. It is an 18+ set. It is about the same size as the LEGO Creator Modular Buildings. There's a total of 2,708 bricks, and the manufacturer sales price is €250, $250. I did not pay that price for it. I actually got it on a very good discount on, I think, Amazon it was. I think it only cost me for like 170 bucks. So that is a very nice price for a modular building. So I'm just going to show you guys. Don't worry, even if you are not a Marvel fan and some of the references in this building will make like no sense to you at all, it still is an amazing building. So let's just go have a look at it and you'll see why I love it so much. So first off, this being the exterior of the building, it is an awesome corner piece, New York style building. I really love it. So some of the LEGO Creator Modular buildings that are out there, they have this, it's totally iconic New York kind of building style, if you know what I mean. And I really love that. Even in my LEGO city, I have created this entire New York section. And this Sanctum Sanctorum building, it just has all those unique details that you would expect in a New York building. And that awesome green roof, I love it. This window is what makes it so recognizable for all the Marvel fans, but it still is an amazing big round window. And just look at all the detailing, the French balconies in front of the windows and the doors. This little symmetrical sculpture that you see in the front, it goes down, pillars. It is so incredible. This corner here, it was kind of tricky to build, but it was a building technique that I had not encountered before. I really loved building that corner. There's a little back door here. And then what I also like is that there over here you have a little alleyway. So as you can see, the building is on one of those square base plates from LEGO, which is also used throughout all the modular buildings that you can make. The building is a little bit smaller, and that's why you have this great alleyway here. And I'm telling you, if you put that next to another modular building, it's gonna look so cool. I also love the fact that you have these little plaques here, the chimneys on top. Such an amazing exterior, and it has so much attention to details. Just look at these little bows. It is so pretty. You can see these little holes here in the wall. Those are for these little knobs that you can use to attach superheroes to, but you can also take the pins out. And I really do not mind that you see the occasional hole in there. If you're really troubled by it, you can also turn the bricks around, of course, and you won't see that from the outside. So like I said, this is an amazing piece. I love the fact that the squares and rectangles combine so perfectly with the round shapes. You get two of these beautiful big trees in front of the building. I just have to zoom this in for you guys. That door, doesn't that blue door with the glass sticker on it, it looks so good. I would like a front door like that, I really do. As you can see, there's a little sticker right next to the door. It says 177A, plus some street lanterns. Right here on the corner, there's a little fire hydrant. there's a little newspaper stand, and in the back, in the alleyway, there's a garbage disposal container, which I've used to actually store some pieces. There's a little boxes here and holes to make sure you can connect it to any other modular plate. Now, you probably have noticed that the exterior also has some other stuff. If you're not a Marvel fan, this probably will not mean a lot to you. But to be honest, you can get rid of those. Because this building actually comes with 3 plates that you can take out. So here's one, for example, which has like this Captain America piece on it. And then here is the second one, which is the ring. And then the third one being the eye. But what you could also do is you can change it around, put it like this. But the same can be done with the eye. If you just put in these to the inside, you can also turn the eye inward. You will see nothing on the outside from that horrific eye. Plus, if you put it like this, it will also make it easier for you to put the side of the building next to another modular building. Or if you really are not a fan of Marvel, like I said, and you can also just not compose it in this way. Just make the brick wall and do not attach these things. We'll be left with a lovely slim wall that you can just use in several spots. Now, this is the place where you keep the Infinity Stone. Again, if you're not a fan of Marvel, like I said, it is just the back of the building. I do not mind that there's a hole there. I think it's quite cool. You can either use it like this, or if you want, you can also just, put it on here. Then I would take this out and just flip it sideways. And then you can also put it like this. As you can see, there's several ways to connect these 3 parts to the building, and right now you have like a lovely corner facade with a billboard on it. And as you can see over here also, there are some stickers with like graffiti, small references to other Marvel movies, which is fine. And you also see these things. Well, this is a very cool feature, but I'm gonna have to show you this from the inside. And then again, here are also these tiny holes that you can use, for example, to put your Spider-Man on. Don't worry, if you really do not like them, you can always choose to turn them inward. But I think having them at the back, it's fine. It just looks like the building is a little bit damaged or something. But apart from that, doesn't this building look amazing? Let's have a look on the inside. Open up like this, and what you can immediately see when you come in, there is a huge stairway heading upstairs. It is so beautiful and it is so iconic. But what I also like is the fact that there are several items down here. So for example, there's a little globe there. There's a map of the world, a nice painting, lights. There's a little green chair here in the corner where there's some diplomas on the wall. A nice little picture of Doctor Strange and Wong. Doesn't matter if you do not know all the references. The clock, another light. It has this very nice classical interior. And then when you come all the way at the back here, there are some little movie references here. Wong's stuff, secrets, travel books for Nepal. For me, as a movie fanatic, this is absolutely wonderful to see in here. But again, if you're not a Marvel fan, you will still have a lovely classical interior that you can use for any other purpose. Then the second story, I'm just going to take out the eye because it's going to give us a lot more light in there. So the stairs coming up onto the second level, you can immediately see these 2 little red chairs here, which is also a reference to the movie. The second story is more like a library, as you can see. I love that. There's so much detail going on there. And again, lovely little paintings hanging from the wall. In the Stephen Strange movies, there are these secret doorways to other parts of the world or the universe. So right now you see here the mountains of Nepal, but with the slides on the back. So here's one for outer space, to, for example, the desert. And then the top of the building And this is definitely what the Sanctorum is known about. It has such a great collection of unique history pieces. And look at these, you know, like axes, hats, obscure objects. There's another painting, like a stick or a wand maybe even. Here's that incredible large round shaped window. I really love this. Several, and you know, cabinets to store items in, a secret scroll in a chest box. This attic is full of little details referencing to that movie. This is even a special place to store Doctor Strange's cape. So that is just brilliantly, because the cape is also part of this, well, basically museum that is going on upstairs. Even if you are not a fan of Marvel, well, these museum pieces actually, you could pretend like this is like an antiquity store, or the house belongs to someone who loves to collect rare objects from different countries and different worlds. It is such a unique house, not only from the outside, but also from the inside. And maybe you also have some very unique items in your own Lego collection. Then you can also use this house as a way to store them, or maybe even display them. And then you put the roof on the top. This is such a beautiful building. You do not have to be a fan of the Marvel universe to fall in love with this building. So let me show you what I've done with mine. I have got Assembly Square, the police station, and then right next to that police station, it looks so good. Particularly because there's like a little nook in here with the prison. There's a little newsstand at the bottom, and this way it just looks so amazing. Isn't that a lovely corner piece? But another way to go is to put it right next to the jazz club, and then you'll have something like this. I'm telling you, people, if you are not a fan of Marvel, the Sanctum Sanctorum is still a wonderful addition to any modular creator, street or city. But now, finally, minifigures. If you are a fan of Marvel, then you will be delighted to get 9 minifigures with this set. The first 3 are 3 depictions of Dr. Stephen Strange. Now, if you've seen the second Doctor Strange movie, you will immediately recognize them. It is obviously the normal Stephen Strange. It is also Sinister Strange and Dead Strange, which is kind of like a zombie figurine. You also get his trusted colleague Wong, but also Master Mordo. With it you also get Ebony Saw, which is one of Thanos' bad guys, and you get Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch. Let's not forget some extra backup for Strange in the form of Iron Man and Spider-Man. And fun detail here, Iron Man's mask can go up, and you can also replace his helmet with a hairpiece for Tony Stark. You get all these pieces with this set, so you can actually attach everybody to the building. For example, like this, you know, make them fly, and that way they can all get together on these little battle scenes and just make an awesome superhero set out of it. So these are the 9 minifigures that you get with this set. But again, if you are not a Marvel fan, do not worry about the minifigures. You don't really need them to make this building piece work for your Lego city. I would say just pack them up then and gift them to someone who is a Marvel fan. You are still left with a fantastic building. If there's anybody here who can deny that, let me know in the comments below. And maybe it has changed your mind about it and you might still want to get it for your modular city. Or maybe you are a Marvel fan and just want to share with me how cool this set is. Then also just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe yourself to this channel. Bye bye, till next time.